Hello and welcome back to another episode of Will's Got Worms. So yeah, it's a little bit of a different video today. I recently had the idea of starting a a cocoon nursery system, I guess you could call it. I'll talk a little bit about kind of the numbers first of all. I've got it written down. Oh yeah, and also I've got a different camera setup now, so it should be a bit better light, but we'll see. But yeah, because I've got these 8 bins, I'll show a picture of them now. My kind of theory was to harvest 20 cocoons from each bin each week and start them off in tiny little cocoon nurseries like this. You can see just it's quite, you can see all the condensation in there, so it's nice and humid for them, and the temperatures in the daytime getting to around sort of 25 degrees Celsius or centigrade, I can never remember, which is like a nice ideal temperature for them to start hatching. And the idea is to manage them by starting them off in here. Then once they start hatching, I can start moving them on to new bins and all that kind of stuff. So I'll show you what I'm doing to set these tiny little, these are 650 milliliter containers. I'll show you like the kind of setup at the moment, and yeah, sort of what I'm doing. But yeah, I'd be interested in hearing some people's feedback. Is this a good idea or is it a waste of time or whatever? But yeah, to make the bedding for these cocoon nurseries. But yeah, in terms of the numbers, basically that would be so 20 cocoons from each bin. So I'll make 8 of these each week, harvest 20 from each of my 8 bins each week. So that's 160 cocoons that I'll be harvesting each week, which is about 640 cocoons a month. So yeah, that's quite a large amount. But what that also allows these the current composting bins to do is still increase their population. Like, I'm not gonna take every single cocoon from them, and I think that's a nice way of kind of doing it. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, all I'm doing for these little containers, I've obviously put air holes in the side because I wanted to keep it sealed, so that keeps the condensation and the humidity in. All I'm doing is sticking in cocoa core. There's no like set amount. The reason why I've got all this cocoa core is because I'm using it to start off seedlings as well. So I've just got loads of it to hand at the moment. So yeah, I'm putting about that much in. Don't know how much that much is. But then what I'm doing is, because I don't want to hatch the cocoons into like a completely sterile environment, so I'm adding in a bunch of worm castings which have already been harvested. I'm just going to check that there's no eggs in here already, because I know that in these castings there are some cocoons. So yeah, looks good to go. So I'm just plonking in a load of that, kind of mixing it up, and that'll kind of just inoculate the tray with their own castings. So that's about it. I'm not putting any food in there yet. My idea is as soon as I see a hatched worm in one of these containers, I'll then start adding like a very small amount of food, maybe like a tiny little bit of banana skin or something like that. So yeah, that's the sort of, I guess you could say, nursery bin setup for the time being. And then I'll show you how I'm harvesting the cocoons. So yep, I'll pop that to the side, and I'll get one of the bins. All right. Okay, so this is bin number 4. I've already done 3 of the trays. So yeah, I'm just going to go in order. And basically what I'm going to do now is simply just lightly go through the sort of top layer, just finding 20 cocoons. But I'm not going to do this. Basically, the idea is for me to then, each week when I'm feeding the worms, I'll then also harvest the 20 cocoons as I'm feeding the worms, as I'm giving the bin like a bit of a fluff. It just saves time that way. There's no point having 2 separate jobs. But yeah, so what I'm going to do now is hunt for 20 cocoons, and I'll speed up the video. But yeah, anyway, here we go. There you go, 20 cocoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, there's 20 cocoons in there. So then, literally, all I do is get this container that I just set up, dig like a little bit of a trench, and just dump the worms in there. The cocoons are. Yep, that's all of them. And then just cover it up. And that's about it. So yeah, what I'll do is sort of do this each week. Harvest, like I said, 160 cocoons in total. And then yeah, keep an eye on them. Not exactly sure what the plan is, but another reason to keep the quantity so small as well is it'd be easier to keep track of like kind of how many worms actually come from the cocoons, because I've heard like some people say it's like 2 worms per cocoon, other people say it's 10 worms per cocoon. I don't know. And I guess it's going to have a lot of things to do with, I don't know, your climate and just different setups and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's about it. What I'll do is, like I said, I'll do some weekly updates on the cocoon nursery, like if I notice my first worm or something like that that's been hatched in one of these, and then we'll yeah, go from there. So yeah, anyway, I'd absolutely love to hear your comments. Is this a silly way of doing it, or is it a good idea? I don't know, it just seemed like a pretty logical way of doing it to me, but we'll see. I won't make you sit through and watch all 8 bins, but yeah, what I'll do is give you an update next week on whatever with how I'm storing these as well, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, well, cheers for watching. I'd really appreciate any of your comments, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more updates on the cocoon nurseries and any more of my worm farming stuff, please give me a subscribe. All right, cheers, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.